Electoral boundaries are reviewed in a manner that incorporates transparency, accountability, independence, fairness, and respect for voters.
Do we as a nation accept this? Gerrymandering effectively means that the votes of those who happen to live in certain geographies are inadvertently given lesser weight, simply by dint of
In 1991, the opposition candidate in Breddell Heights, Mr Singh, obtained close to 48% of the vote. In the next general election in 1997, Breddell Heights was incorporated into Marine Parade GRC.
Gerrymandering in Singapore, when the oppositions like Pritam, Hazel or PSP and other parties have been talking about gerrymandering, you know what I'm thinking? PSP, Workers' Party and other parties, including those not even voted into the parliament, they are like a bunch of clowns, a bunch of pigs without brains. Because Because Singapore is so small, tiny countries. However, you draw the electoral boundaries, Singaporeans will choose what they want. And what's more is that Singaporeans are not so stupid. They will choose who is the most effective and most efficient and the best party wherever they are. Whether they are in Pasir Ris, whether they are Singapore, whether they are Juni, whether they are out there in other places. And Singaporeans let them move around. Doesn't mean that you move out of Singapore and go to Pasir Ris, they will not choose their own favorite parties. And you know what? The opposition's party are really useless. When the election comes, they're so selective of the district they want, and we could never see any oppositions who choose all the districts, the whole areas of Singapore. It's unlike what we see in other countries like the UK and also in the Taiwan and so even in the US. We can see the blue and the red or the blue and the green. They occupy all areas in those countries. But not in Singapore. You see what the opposition are doing. PSP choose West Coast and also choose other territories or districts for their voting, and where other opposition will choose the rest of the districts, and more opposition will choose the other districts. So it's just that the opposition are so scattered and nobody even know who they are. Most of them know who the Workers' Party are, but many of us don't know PSP, who is PVP, and also SDP. It's a gone nutcase history. And PAP have built their brand awareness so much, so branded in Singapore. And you think Singaporeans are so stupid to choose Kuching Kurat brand to govern Singapore? And those Kuching Kurat oppositions have been scattered around in Singapore. For instance, there's one opposition party, they can be in Ang Mo Kio, they can be in Pasir Ris, they can be in Aljunied, and that's it. That's why the opposition always lose in Singapore. And now they're going to blame PAP for gerrymandering. Let's imagine there's no boundary draw in Singapore. Alright, no boundary draw. Do you think the opposition will win? Majority of the Singaporeans will still choose PAP. So whether how the boundaries draw in Singapore, whether how big the district is or how small the district is, or the faithful opposition voters is under a new district, it doesn't matter. Because PAP still win the majority. Those reasons are very simple. Number one, Singapore is so small. It doesn't have provinces. It doesn't have any states. Number two, Singaporeans let move around. It's not like what we see in other countries like Taiwan. If I'm a Kaohsiung person and I stay in Taipei, I must go to Kaohsiung and vote. But not in Singapore. If I'm in Pasir Ris and move to Sengkang, I'll be a Sengkang person. No more Pasir Ris person. I'll be in Sengkang to vote instead of Pasir Ris. If I move to Ang Mo Kio, I become Ang Mo Kio. No more Sengkang, no more Pasir Ris, but in Ang Mo Kio to do my voting. So much different from other countries, and Singapore is a small country, a small city, and a small state. So how to compare with other countries, man? And number three, to those oppositions, if they're really serious in the election, please go for all districts, all constituencies in Singapore, instead of being selective and choose certain districts they want. In a way, it doesn't show Singaporeans any of their sincerity, any of their commitment. Normally say, and those Hazel or PSP and those opposition party like Green Worker Party, their brains stuck in the mud on their backside. Remember, subscribe, like and share, and leave down comments. Ciao.